Modern aircraft are basically flying supercomputers. But here's something wild. They use complex math just to handle wind changes during landing. And most passengers have no idea this technology even exists.
That's fascinating. How exactly does this hidden system keep us safe during one of the most critical phases of flight?
Well, imagine you're piloting an aircraft approaching for landing, and you've got this incredibly sophisticated system called the ground speed mini function, constantly performing calculations to maintain the perfect speed. It's like having a mathematical genius as your co-pilot, making thousands of adjustments per second.
So it's monitoring wind conditions in real time? How does that actually work?
Here's where it gets interesting. The system simultaneously tracks two different wind measurements. There's the tower reported wind that pilots manually enter, and then there's the actual wind the aircraft is experiencing moment by moment. The genius part is how it uses something called approach speed as a baseline speed, but, and here's the key, it's not just a fixed number.
Hmm. That makes me think about weather forecasts versus actual conditions. There must be quite a difference sometimes between what's reported and what's happening up there.
Exactly right. And check this out. The system takes the minimum safe speed and adds either 1/3 of the tower headwind component or 5 knots, whichever is greater. But here's the clever part. That 1/3 calculation has strict limits. It can't go below 0 knots or exceed 15 knots.
That's quite precise. But what happens when conditions suddenly change during the approach?
That's when the magic happens. The flight guidance system continuously computes a managed speed target displayed as a magenta triangle on the pilot's display. Think of it like a visual GPS that's constantly updating based on real-world conditions.
You know what I find remarkable? How this system seems to anticipate changes before they become problematic.
Well, that's because it actually takes advantage of the aircraft's natural inertia. When wind conditions change, the plane doesn't respond instantly, and the system uses this characteristic to maintain optimal energy levels throughout the approach. It's like surfing a wave. You're working with the natural forces, not against them.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But how do pilots interact with all this automation?
The beauty is in its simplicity. Pilots see just that single magenta triangle on their display, but behind the scenes, there's this incredible dance of calculations happening. And here's the crucial part. Pilots can override the system at any time by selecting their own speed target.
So it's really about finding that perfect balance between automation and human control?
Precisely. And what's fascinating is how the system adapts to different aircraft configurations, different flap settings for landing. Each configuration has its own speed limits, and the ground speed mini function respects these while doing its calculations.
I'm curious about the safety aspects. How does it ensure it's always maintaining safe speeds?
The safety margins are built into every calculation. The system ensures there's always enough energy for standard aerodynamic margins above stall speed, and it won't let the speed drop below approach speed or exceed certain maximum speeds based on the aircraft's configuration. It's like having multiple safety nets working simultaneously.
Well, this definitely gives me a new appreciation for what's happening during landing.
And here's something most people don't realize. This system is part of a larger ecosystem of flight management systems. It's constantly sharing data with autothrust, flight directors, and various other protection systems. They're all working together like a well-orchestrated symphony.
That level of integration must make modern aircraft incredibly resilient to changing conditions.
You know what's really mind-blowing? While car systems mainly deal with two-dimensional movement, aircraft systems have to account for three-dimensional movement, varying wind conditions at different altitudes, and maintaining specific energy states during approach and landing. It's exponentially more complex.
I'll definitely be thinking about all this technology the next time I'm on a flight approaching for landing.
Just remember that behind that smooth descent is an incredibly sophisticated system making thousands of calculations per second, all to ensure the safest possible landing in any weather condition. It's the kind of technology that works so well, most passengers never even know it exists.